Alright, so welcome back, my most amazing artist. And today we are going to work on the second day of our project. We're going to finish coloring our robot. We are going to color in the whole thing. And if you had marker, today we're going to, if you have a little bit of water, I have a little cup of water here and a little brush. If you have that at home, we're going to use that to make a magic trick and to fill in the form, the shapes, to create form in our robots. If you don't have marker and you don't have a little brush at home, you can also color in your robot with crayons or colored pencils if you have those at home. All right, so here I'm going to show you the steps. All right, so here we are. We have our robot drawing. I outlined it in marker. You will want to work on some sort of a surface, especially if you're using water at home, maybe newspaper, or check with your parents so that you don't get water on your table. And so, like I said, if you have marker, then we're going to use a wet paintbrush today. So you're just going to dip a little bit of water and get on your paintbrush, and we're going to wet the marker to create the form on our paper. So you see how it might take a minute for the marker to warm up, but once it does, and you'll see that it'll start to bleed. So I just need to keep adding a little bit more water as I'm going, and you're not going to fill in the whole thing, but you see how the purple from my marker is starting to spread on my paper. So we're going to fill up the whole thing like that, and it's going to have this really cool watercolor effect. And you don't want to get it too wet because your paper will start to break. Alright, so there I just showed you all how to use a wet brush and to wet your robot. So you see how I've got some darker spaces on the outline that make it look like the form or the shape, so it looks three-dimensional. If you don't have a water brush and you don't have markers at home, that's not a problem at all. I will show you how we are going to finish coloring our robot and then do our background. But if you did use your water and your paper is wet, then you want to make sure you put it somewhere to dry. And I'll show you what we can do now if you don't have a marker and a wet paintbrush at home. Alright, so here I am. I have my robot that I've outlined, and now I'm going to finish coloring it in with some colored pencils some crayons. But if you have colored pencils at home, you could also use colored pencils, whatever you have to finish decorating your robot. So here, let's see. I'm gonna start with some, because I have a purple outline. I'm gonna still thinking about creating the shape, the form of my robot. So I'm not gonna color in the whole thing. I'm just going to color in on the outside to make it look three-dimensional. So this is up to you. It's your robot. If you want, we can use because I used a cool color, which is purple. If I used it for my robot, now I can use a warm color for my background. And I'm just gonna make a design. Maybe I want to make some circles. And remember, we want to take our time and use good craftsmanship. And I want to fill up the whole drawing. So if I decide to make some orange circles in the background, then I'll fill up the whole thing. So today we finished up our robot art drawings, and you see how I added in a background today, and we have our robot that takes up most of the space of our paper, and then I made some zigzag lines and added some geometric circles, and then I have some organic shapes, some swirly lines that make up these swirls. And I also added some organic shapes, these wavy lines for the clouds. So you can think about, as you're designing your background, what you want your robot to be like, and what type of, maybe something that you like that you really want to put in the background. Thinking again though about our geometric shapes and our organic shapes. And I'm going to explain how we're going to submit our artwork so I can see it, because I can't wait to see your drawings. And I'll post our next art class assignment next week. And thank you for working with me today, and I hope that you are well, and I will see you soon.